Hey everyone! Have you ever moved somewhere new and felt completely lost?
Today we're talking about something big, starting over in a new city.
Welcome back to Slow English, where we learn real English through real feelings. I'm Cozy.
And I'm Milo.
Today's episode is calm, honest, and a little emotional too.
We'll share a real story, useful words, and a speaking moment at the end.
So don't just listen quietly today. Get ready to use your voice with us. Milo, you moved to a new city last year, right?
I did. It was exciting, but also really hard.
Hard how?
I didn't know anyone. My phone was quiet for weeks.
That sounds lonely.
It was. I remember sitting in my new apartment just staring at boxes.
Did you unpack right away?
No, I just sat there. I felt completely homesick.
Homesick after one day?
1 hour, actually. I missed my old street, my old coffee shop, everything.
That's so relatable. Even small things feel huge when you're far from home.
Exactly. I miss the sound of my neighbor's dog barking every morning.
That's oddly specific.
I know, you don't notice these small things until they're suddenly gone.
So what did you do first, that very first day?
I forced myself to leave the apartment, just for a short walk.
Small steps.
Very small. I walked to the corner store and bought bread I didn't need.
Did you talk to anyone that day?
The cashier asked how my day was. I almost cried right there.
Because someone noticed you?
Yes, it sounds small, but it meant so much on that day.
That's the thing about new places. Kindness feels bigger there somehow.
It really does. Every little connection felt like a lifeline back then.
Did you make friends quickly after that?
Not quickly at all. It took weeks to leave my comfort zone.
What finally pushed you out of it?
My coworker invited me to lunch. I almost said no.
Why almost?
I was nervous. Small talk with strangers still scares me a little.
Small talk is hard even in your own language sometimes.
Very true. I practiced sentences in my head before I even left the house.
Did all that practice help you?
A little. I still froze when she asked about my weekend.
What did you say to her?
I just said, quiet mostly. I'm still settling in.
Honest answer, at least.
She smiled and said, it takes time. Don't worry about it.
That must have felt good to hear.
It felt like a small window opening in a closed, quiet room.
Beautiful way to describe it, honestly.
After that lunch, things slowly started getting easier for me.
1 coffee turned into 2, I guess.
Exactly. Then 2 turned into a small weekly habit with her.
And now, almost a year later?
Now I have a small group of friends here. It happened so slowly.
Slowly, but really and truly.
Exactly. Nobody really warns you how gradual this whole process is.
I think that's important for our listeners to hear today. Moving somewhere new isn't one big dramatic moment, is it?
No, it's many tiny moments stacked quietly on top of each other.
Can I ask something a bit more personal, Milo?
Of course, go ahead.
Was there a moment when you almost gave up and went back?
Yes, actually. Around month 2, I booked a flight home for a weekend.
What happened during that visit?
Everything felt smaller somehow. My old room, my old street, all of it.
Smaller how?
Like I had grown a little, and the place hadn't grown with me.
That's a strange, quiet kind of realization.
It was. I flew back feeling sad, but also strangely ready.
Ready for what, exactly?
Ready to actually try, instead of just surviving day by day.
That's a powerful shift in thinking.
It changed everything. I started saying yes more, even when I was scared.
Give us an example of saying yes.
My neighbor invited me to a weekend market. I almost stayed home.
But you went.
I went. I met 3 people there I still talk to today.
See, tiny decisions really do add up over time.
They do. Nobody tells you that courage can be this small and quiet.
Can I ask one more thing before we move on, Milo?
Sure, ask me anything you like.
What surprised you most about people in your new city?
Honestly, how quickly small kindness could rebuild my whole week.
Give us one small example of that kindness.
A neighbor left a note on my door welcoming me warmly.
What did the note say exactly?
Just, welcome to the building. Knock anytime you need something.
Did you ever knock on her door?
Once, actually, my internet stopped working late one evening.
What happened when you knocked?
She lent me her router and made tea while we waited.
That's such a simple, human moment, honestly.
It really is. I still think about that random kindness sometimes.
Did that experience change how you treat new neighbors now?
Completely. I try to welcome new people the exact same way.
That's a lovely way to pass kindness forward, honestly.
I think that's the real secret behind starting over anywhere new.
What do you mean by that exactly?
You survive the hard part through other people's small, quiet kindness.
That's beautifully said, Milo, and very true.
Thank you. It took me a long time to actually see it.
Let's talk about the words you used. They're really useful for feelings like this.
Yes, let's walk through them together, one at a time.
First word, homesick.
Homesick,
Homesick.
homesick, homesick.
Homesick means you miss your home, even small, ordinary parts of it. Milo said he felt homesick because of his neighbor's dog.
Exactly. You can feel homesick for a place, a smell, even a sound.
You could say, I felt homesick during my first week abroad.
Or maybe you miss your mother's cooking specifically on quiet evenings.
Or maybe you miss your mother's cooking specifically on quiet evenings.
You could also say, even successful people can feel homesick sometimes.
That's true. Homesickness doesn't care how strong or brave you are.
Next word, comfort zone.
Comfort zone.
Comfort zone.
Comfort zone. Comfort zone.
Your comfort zone is the safe, familiar space where nothing feels scary.
Milo left his comfort zone when he went to lunch with a stranger.
You could say, moving to a new city pushed me out of my comfort zone.
Or maybe trying a new hobby scares you a little at first.
Then you could say, learning English pushes me outside my comfort zone every day.
You could also say, growth usually happens right outside our comfort zone.
That's such a simple but true idea, honestly.
Next phrase, small talk.
Small talk.
Small talk.
Small talk. Small talk.
Small talk is light, easy conversation about simple, everyday topics. Milo's coworker made small talk about his weekend plans.
You could say, I'm getting better at small talk with strangers.
Or maybe you find small talk boring or a little difficult.
Then you could say, small talk feels awkward, but it opens doors.
You could also say, weather is always a safe topic for small talk.
Very true. Weather saves so many awkward silences, doesn't it?
Next phrase, settle in.
Settle in.
Settle in.
Settle in. Settle in.
To settle in means to slowly become comfortable in a new place. Milo told his coworker he was still settling in.
You could say, it took me 2 months to settle in here.
Or maybe your new job feels strange and unfamiliar at first.
Then you could say, I'm still settling into my new routine.
You could also say, give yourself time to settle in properly.
That advice applies to so many situations in life, honestly.
Last phrase, reach out.
Reach out.
Reach out.
Reach out. Reach out.
To reach out means to contact someone, especially to connect or ask for help. Milo's coworker reached out first with that lunch invitation.
You could say, she reached out to me during a hard week.
Or maybe you need to contact an old friend soon.
Then you could say, I should reach out to him more often.
You could also say, don't be afraid to reach out when you struggle.
That's advice we should all remember more often, honestly.
So today we had homesick, comfort zone, small talk, settle in, and reach out.
5 words that help us talk about starting over somewhere new.
Let's look at a few more real-life situations using these words.
Good idea. Situations help words stay in our memory longer.
Imagine you just moved for a new job in another country.
You could say, I'm excited, but honestly, I already feel a bit homesick.
Imagine your friend is nervous about joining a new gym class.
You could say, trying new things always pushes us outside our comfort zone.
Imagine you're at a party and don't know what to say.
You could say, let's start with some small talk about the food.
Imagine your cousin just moved to a new apartment across town.
You could say, don't worry, it takes time to settle in fully.
Imagine an old classmate hasn't messaged you in over a year.
You could say, I should really reach out to her this weekend.
These examples make the words feel practical, not just theoretical.
Exactly. Real situations help learners remember words much longer than lists do.
One more situation. Imagine you're comforting a friend who just moved abroad.
You could say, it's normal to feel homesick, but it does get easier.
Imagine your sibling is scared to try a new sport this year.
You could say, just step outside your comfort zone once and see what happens.
Imagine you're teaching a shy student how to start conversations confidently.
You could say, small talk gets easier every single time you practice it.
Imagine your friend just moved into a new house across the city.
You could say, you'll settle in soon, especially once you unpack your kitchen.
Imagine you noticed an old friend seems distant and quiet lately.
You could say, maybe it's time to reach out and check on them.
These extra examples really show how flexible these 5 words truly are.
They fit family, friends, coworkers, and even strangers we barely know.
That flexibility is exactly why they're worth practicing again and again.
Now let's talk about a few common mistakes learners make with these words.
Good idea. Mistakes are actually one of the fastest ways we learn.
One common mistake is saying, I feel home instead of homesick.
Right. Homesick is one single word, and it always means missing home.
Another mistake is saying, leave the comfort instead of comfort zone.
Good catch. The full phrase is always comfort zone, never just comfort.
People also sometimes say, make small talks, adding an unnecessary extra letter.
Correct. Small talk stays uncountable, so we never add that final S. You could also say, give yourself time to settle in properly.
Another mistake is saying settle alone when they actually mean settle in.
Exactly. Settle in needs that little word in to sound completely natural.
Finally, some learners say reach to someone instead of reach out to someone.
Right. We always need that small word out to make it correct.
Great reminders. These small mistakes really do matter for sounding natural.
They're small words, but they change how native speakers actually hear you.
Now it's time for Speak with Cozy.
Yes, this is where you actually get to use your voice.
When your line appears, say it out loud, slowly and clearly.
We'll pause after each line just for you to speak.
Let's begin. Have you ever moved somewhere completely new before?
I understand. Even small changes can feel surprisingly big at first.
What's one thing you missed most from your old home?
That makes sense. Small things often mean the absolute most to us.
Did you ever feel nervous about talking to strangers there?
That's completely normal. Almost everyone feels that exact same way at first.
What helped you start feeling more comfortable in that new place?
Small steps really do add up more than we usually realize. Did you ever almost give up and go back home?
That's honest, and it's okay to admit that quietly to yourself.
What finally helped you feel like you belonged there?
Connections really do grow slowly, one small moment at a time.
Is there someone you should reach out to today? Right now?
Maybe send one small message. It could mean a lot to them.
How do you usually settle into new routines or new places?
Everyone has their own quiet way of settling in, and that's okay.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much for practicing with us today.
Learners, tell us in the comments, have you ever started over somewhere new?
Did today's practice feel useful and comfortable for you?
Should we do more speaking sections like this in future episodes?
Your comments genuinely help us shape this show every single week.
And if you know someone who just moved somewhere new, share this episode.
A small message like, I thought of you, could brighten their entire day.
And if today's words felt useful, don't let them quietly disappear.
Practice them again tomorrow, even just for a few quiet minutes.
Remember, English grows a little every single time you actually use it.
Take care of your English.
And take care of your heart.
This is Cozy.
And this is Milo.
And you've been listening to Slow English. See you next time.